Perfect. All right, welcome everybody. Tonight is the product call, education call for the month. And we've got one of my favorite products, Dr. Prasad. I know this is one of your favorite products.
Yes.
Obviously, I think all the products are my favorite, but tonight we're going to talk about one that has certainly made a big difference in my life. And we're going to talk about CBD Boost. Let's see here. I'm trying to share the screen. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see if I can get that share to work right this time, Jeff. You're gonna give me the coaching. Okay, so let's see. There we go. Do we see the CBD Boost?
You got it.
All right, we will play from the start. Everything looking good, Jeff?
Looks fantastic. CBD Boost on the screen.
All right, CBD Boost, a product that David has personally been taking since we launched this product. And Dr. Prasad, I think you said you take this product too, don't you?
Yes, every day.
Every day. I take it every day, twice a day, morning and evening. And this is a product that has significantly impacted me and many of the people I love in a very positive way. So tonight, as we get the discussion of CBD Boost going, I want to remind you all, these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. The products that we are talking about are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So tonight, what we're going to do with Dr. Prasad is we're going to do a really deep dive into the science behind why CBD is so important and why it's unique in all of the micronutrients and nutritional world. It affects our body in a very unique way. And I also want to remind everybody how special the opportunity is to have Dr. Prasad and his son Che here tonight. I mean, Dr. Prasad has been a professor of at medical school for over 30 years, and doctors spent literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to be educated by Dr. Prasad. Dr. Prasad has been the lead lecturer at numerous conventions and conferences around the world. He's going to be lecturing again here on our Core 4 micronutrient bundle in Dubai and in Tokyo in the next few months. And these are invitation-only events. So I want everybody to understand how special it is to be able to learn at the most deep scientific level why these products affect our body. I know at the end of the day, what really matters to all of us, do they work? But for those of you who want to be educated, enlightened, and informed, tonight's going to be a really special night. So we're going to get the ball rolling, and we're going to talk about the challenge. With all of our products, we engages in existence for one reason, and that's because human health is getting worse. Human health, if we look at the statistics in America, especially, it's human health with anxiety, human health with depression, human health with sleep disorders, human health with diabetes and all kinds of other health issues, human health with aches and pains, dementia, on and on and on. Human health at every category is getting worse. And there's reasons for that. And one of the fundamental reasons that Dr. Prasad in his 60 years of scientific research has been able to uncover and to really get able to dive deep in at the human body cellular level is micronutrient deficiencies. We as human beings are simply not getting the nutrients we need to help our bodies and empower our bodies at the cellular level to neutralize and fight free radicals. And by doing that, helping to lessen oxidative stress and inflammation in our bodies. And it's this oxidative stress and inflammation that are impacting our health. And there's a part of our body specifically where inflammation is affecting us, and it's leading to these challenges with that are affecting our health because of the increased stress levels in our daily life. People are having a hard time with focus and concentration, high degrees of anxiety, and high degrees of difficulties with sleep and quality sleep and restfulness. These are occurring because of specific things happening in our body that we're going to talk about. And the answer to these challenges, a natural answer, is CBD. It's a natural compound that's found in hemp plants. It's non-psychoactive. It offers benefits without the high of what we can, of marijuana. and the THC in marijuana. So it's something natural and it's safe. It's been known for literally hundreds, if not thousands of years, for its calming and therapeutic effects. It aids in relaxation and stress. And I want to reiterate, it's not marijuana. It does not contain THC. And so several years ago, Dr. Prasad and I, in conversation, Dr. Prasad brought to my attention, and because I was asking him some questions about CBD, the power of CBD. And so the answer that we have been able to bring to the market is CBD Boost. And this is a pure level. It's 99.8+% pure CBD isolate. It's crafted with purity. It's tested for that. We're going to talk about third-party testing. It's tested by the state of Utah, who validates our efficacy. So it's not an engaged testing. It's the state of Utah. Their lab directly tests our CBD, and it comes in a very simple form of capsules, which we can take once a day or twice a day, depending on how much you want to take. So some of the things that make our CBD Boost unique is it's THC free, it's GMO free, it's gluten free, it's US grown. In fact, it's grown in Oregon. It's hemp derived. It's third party tested. As I mentioned, it's tested by the state of Utah, and we're registered with the state of Utah and approved for sale from Utah throughout the United States. So our CBD Boost is as good of CBD isolate as you're going to find on the market. There's nothing that's going to be better. So now we want to talk about the science behind CBD Boost. And this is where it gets pretty fun. This is where you're going to learn how it interacts and works at your body at the cellular level. So Dr. Prasad, are you ready to talk about some science?
Yes.
All right. Why don't you talk about the relationship between CBD and the endocannabinoid system?
Yeah. I think before I do that, I just want to say CBD does three things for you. And if you are suffering from a chronic anxiety, depressions, and anxieties, they do three things, and then I will discuss more detail. First, they will increase the level of CBD, will increase the level of serotonin, which is a chemical present in your brain, and that is responsible for your calming down. And many FDA-approved drug is serotonin reuptake inhibitor. In other words, the end result is increase the serotonin level. So CBD does that. CBD does that in two ways. Not only it acts as an inhibitor of serotonin reuptake so that it doesn't get destroyed in the cell, but it also directly stimulates the formation of new serotonin. So that's one thing that we will be discussing. Second thing is that serotonin also increases the dopamine level in your brain. And dopamine level, whenever your brain is a little high, you feel very happy. And third thing is that it does, very importantly, is that it reduces the production and release of glutamate, which makes you hyperactive and full of anxiety and so on. And there are many FDA-approved drugs which does the same thing. And so, but CBD, as David mentioned, is completely safe. Okay.
Okay, do you want to add anything to what Dr. Prasad just said?
No, this is a good lecture for me too, because this is not my specialty. So it's an opportunity for me to continue my medical education. But no, I have studied it a little bit, but that's right. I mean, it works for anxiety and mood disorders as well as anti-inflammatory properties, which I'm sure my dad will get to, and has many roles. But basically, the endocannabinoid system is another way the body has of achieving homeostasis and keeping balance in the body. And you have your natural occurring endocannabinoids, but then when you're under extra stress, and there's, like you mentioned in the world today, this is a way to give it a boost and to enhance what your body already is trying to do with its natural system to restore balance through anxiety and decreasing inflammation.
So you mentioned the word endocannabinoid system, and we're going to talk about that on this next slide. Che, you said something that was very interesting. You said that the body is looking for homeostasis, meaning balance, yes, right, in the endocannabinoid system and the way it's functioning in our bodies. And it's the environment we live in that's attacking our bodies with high levels of stress, EMF radiation, other things that create a body not in balance. And when it's not in balance, that's when the endocannabinoid system kind of gets out of whack. Is that what I heard you saying, Che?
Yeah, it's not, it just maybe is not able to keep up with, I mean, it's still working, but it's not able to keep up with the intensity of the stress and the other things that are coming environmentally, what we, from environment and from our own stress. And it just is a way evolutionarily for our body to, reduce inflammation and, help with sleep, help with these many things. But in today's world, it needs a little boost sometimes, often,
Okay.
and especially around the holidays.
Well, I can relate to that. So, Dr. Prasad, now that you've laid that groundwork, let's talk about the endocannabinoid system, which probably to a lot of people is like, endocannabinoid what? So let's talk about what that is.
Yeah, as you see, cannabis is one of the major cannabinoids present in the hemp plant and marijuana plants, which belongs to cannabis sativa family. The important thing is the hemp plant has only 0.3% of THC, whereas marijuana plant has 20%. So when you isolate from a hemp plant, like we have done in CBD, the chances of coming out THC is almost zero. And CBD, this is very important to remember, CBD is the only non-toxic compound which stimulates endocannabinoid system. Now, what is endocannabinoid system? Next slide. Our body has a two protective system against all environmental agents and the pressure, internal stressor. One is antioxidant defense system that we know, or we are fully aware of that. And second is endocannabinoid defense system that people have not paid attention to as much. An endocannabinoid defense system appeared much later than the antioxidant defense system during evolutionary period. Although it was present in the animal and human for millions of years, it was discovered only in 1992. Can you believe that?
So, Dr. Prasad, we talk about the antioxidant system. That's where the micro daily and the iBoost.
Yes, that's the antioxidant. Yeah. So the combination.
These products work in the antioxidant defense system, and that's where they neutralize these free radicals and help the cells be strong and perform their function properly. But there's this endocannabinoid system, and what I think I hear you saying is CBD is the only compound that we know of that can help support the endocannabinoid system. Is that what I heard you say? That's
correct. There are many synthetic ones, but they have not been tested for toxicity. But CBD is the only safe agent which can stimulate the CBD directly acts also, but CBD also stimulates the endocannabinoid system and is the only safe agent that can do that in our body, which is very important, as you will see the endocannabinoid system.
So, Che, what I heard you say is when the endocannabinoid system is not in homeostasis, if we can get it in homeostasis, we're going to have less stress, we're going to feel better, less anxiety. And so what I heard Che say, Dr. Prasad, is that system, because it's standalone, we need something to supplement it when it's not healthy or it's not happy or not in homeostasis. And what you're saying is that CBD is the only natural compound you're aware of that will do that.
Yes, so that it can balance, like Che mentioned. It is very important to maintain the homeostasis of oxidative stress versus antioxidant in your body. And this is one way of doing it. Is one antioxidant, we know micronutrient, we have our product. And second is the most important thing is the CBD. And especially for those people who have chronic stress, and we know why it happens. That's very, very important to know. Why chronic stress occurs? What chemically, not what environmental agent, what chemically goes wrong in the brain? Serotonin goes down, dopamine goes down, glutamate increases. So these can create all kind of problem. And CBD, the only one, micronutrient can do some of those things. Micronutrient that we use, say EMF, it can increase serotonin level. It can help reduce oxidative stress inflammation is one part to maintain homeostasis. Second part is you also need for those people who are suffering from this additional help to maintain the homeostasis in your body, like Jay mentioned.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what the endocannabinoid system is.
This is biochemically, this is complex, but I will define it in any way, try to explain it. Endocannabinoid defense system consists of two molecules. One is called anandamide, another one I can pronounce is 2-AG. Anandamide is very interesting. It is, in a Sanskrit, it is called pleasure, the molecule which gives you happiness. Anandamide is like that. So that's two small molecules. Endocannabinoid also has a receptor system because you will see that CBD act not only to stimulate the anandamide and the 2-AG system, but also, and those things, they mediate their action through the receptor. Without receptor, endocannabinoid system cannot be functional. It has to go through receptor. Then you also have an enzyme which can make it, CBR, you can make a anandamide, it can make a 2-AGD, and also enzymes which can degrade it. So maintain a homeostasis in the body in terms of a level of endocannabinoid system all the time in good shape. And CBD is the only safe agent that enhances the level of anandamide and 2-AG. When you stimulate them, then they act via CBD receptor 1 and receptor 2. You can see CB1R and CB2R is a CB1 receptor and CB2 receptor. There are two types of receptor there. And there are few synthetic enhancer of the level of anandamide in addition to CBD, but they have not been tested in human. But CBD, we know it is safe in human and has been approved by the FDA for children with seizure, treatment of these children with seizures.
And I agree, Dad. It's very like complex biochemically, but if you think about it as having three parts, for that last one, that's really the endocannabinoids, which you described, the receptors, and the enzymes that break them down. So there's the three parts that work together to achieve that homeostasis. So it looks very complicated, and the names are difficult even for me to pronounce the full chemical names. But just those three things: you've got the endocannabinoids, you got the receptors, and you have the enzymes that break them down.
Yeah.
And so then the CBD, so you've got this system, the CBD comes in and the body then utilizes it by sending it into the endocannabinoid system to help stabilize the endocannabinoid system.
Yeah, I'm sure my dad will get that. But your body makes its own endocannabinoids, but CBD bind. You'll see. He'll explain how that works. But okay. Interesting.
Okay, so let's see here. All right, so CBD enhances, that's what we're just talking about. CBD enhances the defense system and reduces the glutamate release. So help explain that to us, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, it's glutamate because as I said that glutamate, when you have a stress, glutamate get a extra or hyperactivity, for example, in some kind of behavior problem. The excessive amount of glutamate is released and produced, and they are very toxic to your nerve cell. And so what CBD does, it not only reduces the production, but prevents the release of glutamate so that it can enter into the neuron. And this is very important because glutamate is involved in a lot of neurological diseases, including Alzheimer's.
Okay, so we'll talk about the source of our CBD. It's from hemp.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a major cannabidiol. CBD it's a major cannabinoid, so it's the main one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the CBG, a precursor of CBD, that's a minor cannabinoid. So that's
a very minor cannabinoid, and it doesn't perform as good job as the CBD does, but it is precursor. Many times people have they sell it as a CBD.
So when you say a precursor, how would you describe that?
Precursor means, when you are making a cannabinoid CBD, first they make a CBG, and then precursor, so it is called precursor, and then that will get converted to CBD.
Okay, now our CBD is grown in Oregon. It's tracked and traced to the bottle. And as I mentioned earlier, it's third-party tested by the state of Utah, and it has no THC in it. I mean, when the tests come back, it's NA. It's like not, they can't find it.
Yeah, that's very important. And there is a confusion and about among the public who uses CBD. CBD is promoted in the marketplace as a full spectrum. And full spectrum means CBD has everything that hemp plant has, including THC. You don't want that. Broad spectrum means CBD has everything that a hemp plant has except THC. And CBD oil, people use it, either has a full spectrum or broader spectrum. So you can't be sure. CBD isolate is highly purified CBD. It is much better than full spectrum or broader spectrum. Hemp oil from seed has no CBD. Hemp oil, sometimes people buy oil from the hemp, it has no CBD.
Okay, so I want to just help dig deeper into this. So first of all, if someone's buying hemp oil, they're not getting CBD. You're not getting
No.
the CBD that will help you with your
That's
endocannabinoid
right.
system.
That's right.
So don't buy hemp oil if you're looking for relief from stress and anxiety, etc. That's
Exactly.
going to be your
Yes.
answer.
Yes.
Now, there's a lot of debate in the market around full spectrum CBD, broad spectrum CBD. And Dr. Prasad, I know you and we've looked at all of the research that's out there,
Yeah.
and you have not found any credible research that shows CBD broad spectrum or full spectrum is better than CBD isolate. In fact, you believe it's not as effective as CBD isolate. Is
Yeah,
that
it is. Because full spectrum as THC, right there you have a problem because it is psychoactive activity.
So full spectrum CBD is going to basically get you high with some CBD.
Right. Yeah.
That's not your goal in dealing with stress and sleep, etc.
Yeah, that can have a long-term problem, neurological issue, THC.
Okay. So then the broad spectrum has, like we said earlier, the CBG and there's multiple different, I mean, there's the spectrum is very broad.
So,
and you're concerned about the purity, the diluting the CBD purity, the isolate, can negatively impact it, and it's not going to give you any additional benefit. Is that what I heard you
yeah,
say?
and I remember you sent me a reprint to review where they were using a broader spectrum CBD and was claiming this is better than any other product, any other type of CBD. But when I compare the CBD isolate versus broader spectrum CBD, CBD was 10 times more effective than broader spectrum CBD. And I don't know why author was saying it, because he has a curve, and curve was showing clearly that CBD isolate is 10 times more effective. What he was measuring was the inflammation, and then the broader spectrum CBD. So, sometime in a paper, you claim which is not consistent with your results.
Well, and so once again, your research has not found broad spectrum to bring any additional benefits.
No.
And in fact, the research you saw showed the CBD isolate being significantly more potent and impactful than broad spectrum.
Yeah,
I think my dad as a scientist has always been like that. He's always looked at using he starts with the individual agent and he wants to be as pure as possible, because then you're seeing the effect of just that. If you use something with a bunch of other stuff, you don't know what's in there and you don't know what the other components are doing. So he's always done that as a researcher, looks at the pure thing, then we'll see it in combination. Like, does this work better together with something else? Just like this can enhance the effect of, microdaily.
Well, I think of, a lot of vitamin marketing, and they market by how many vitamins they have and how many ingredients they have. And Dr. Prasad has taught us that sometimes by combining certain ingredients with other ones, you're creating a negative effect, like, adding the metals like iron or copper to calcium. I mean, it generates free radicals. So you don't want those combined. So this idea, a lot of other formulators and marketers will say, let's throw the kitchen sink at the market, because then we can say the kitchen sink is going to be better than something that is more specific and isolated. But Dr. Prasad, your research has shown us you want to be very careful what you put in combination with other ingredients, right?
That's right.
So, Che, what you just said is exactly right. So, as a company and as a approach to enhancing health, with Dr. Prasad's research and expertise, we have focused on the CBD isolate and making it as pure as possible and as healthy as possible and as effective as possible. And I can tell you the results it's been generating have been fantastic. So once again, we have to give your dad credit, Che, and credit for being very disciplined in his research. Because I remember when we were first launching the CBD, I had a lot of people coming to me. I had companies making the CBD isolate, making the full spectrum, broad spectrum. I had other people who were experts trying to convince us to do a broad spectrum. And as Dr. Prasad did his research, as in everything, he's not going to compromise the quality or the effectiveness of what he brings to you. And CBD is another example of that. So let's talk a little bit more about the proactive actions of CBD in the body and how it works, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, you can see that CBD, as we mentioned before, elevates the level of anandamide, which activates endocannabinoid receptor, CB1R, and CB2 receptor. CBD also reduces chronic inflammation by activating the CBD cannabinoid receptor 2. That's very important. CBD exhibits weak antioxidant by activating CB1 receptor. CBD also activates non-cannabinoid receptor, such as I was mentioning, serotonin, dopamine, and adenosine. CBD stimulates serotonin receptor and inhibits the serotonin reuptake, causing increase in the level of serotonin in the nerve cell. Prescription drugs such as Prozac or Zoloft, which are inhibitor of serotonin reuptake, are used to treat depression, and it is a FDA-approved drug, but it has toxicity, and our CBD has no toxicity, does exactly the same thing.
So CBD does what these prescription drugs does, but it does it in a natural way.
Yes.
And it's interesting. Go ahead, Che.
I was just going to say it's interesting. The CB1 receptors are primarily in the central nervous system in the brain, and the CB2 receptors are in the kind of the peripheral and immune organs. So that's just another way that they've kind of, the body has divvied up these receptors to try to achieve a balance, for health. And
it's interesting that inflammation in these receptors and in that endocannabinoid system is also the enemy of, really inflammation is the enemy of our entire system in our body, right?
Yeah, that's why the two systems, antioxidant system and cannabinoid system, work together to reduce oxidative stress, inflammation by different mechanisms.
I know you were really excited when you discovered the endocannabinoid system and saw that there was a healthy nutrient that we could take that would help lessen inflammation in that, because the micronutrient formulations you had worked on before were focusing on the antioxidant system.
Right, exactly.
For you, that was a big breakthrough, wasn't it?
Of course, of course.
That's interesting because there's the antioxidant system, which is the oldest. Then with all the stresses of the world and civilization, the body developed another system to try to achieve balance and, handle inflammation. And then when that gets overwhelmed, that's when things like micronutrients and the CBD comes in, because the world, it just keeps getting more. And so it's a way to enhance what we already have in our bodies that are working to.
Yeah.
Well, Che, that just once again reminds me of, we live in a world where our bodies are literally under attack, and we're under attack from just lifestyle, we're under attack from environment, we're under attack from internal. And so this understanding of how micronutrients, when provided to the body at the cellular level, both in the antioxidant system and the endocannabinoid system, are present, our bodies are designed to really weather the storm, I guess you could say, to be okay.
Yeah, and that's what we are trying to do.
Well, that's what we're all about, Dr. Prasad, 100%. Okay, So the function of CBD, I know you wanted to talk about Alzheimer's because the mental health of America is getting worse. I know that you said by the time we reach 80, over half of us will have a disease in
Yes,
the brain.
50%. Yeah.
And so talk about how CBD functions in the brain.
So CBD is also very important that it protects against as I said, it has also some weak antioxidant and some anti-inflammation property, which plays a major role in Alzheimer's disease. But another very important one is that it reduces beta amyloid production. And beta amyloid production is the main reason. Beta amyloid is a smaller protein, and they are the main reason for causing death of the neuron. But beta amyloid also produces free radicals. So there are two steps by you can kill cholinergic neuron, which stores memory. One is by producing enough beta amyloid, and then beta amyloid has to generate free radical to kill them. Otherwise, it is not effective. Another thing is that the CBD also, there is another protein, which is called tau protein. They have to be hyperphosphorylated. In other words, phosphorylation, extensive amount of phosphorylation of this tau protein. And these two, beta amyloid production and hyperphosphorylation of tau protein, these two proteins play a central role in the initiation and progression of Alzheimer's disease. It prevents, the CBD does, it prevents and reverses cognitive function in animal model of AD. And so I think it is probably most likely, it could be also helpful in human.
So what you're saying is that the thing that's causing the Alzheimer and the
Disease, yes.
is, and this is based on Carl T. model of Carl T. and his study of animal models, that CBD can go into the body, or it's showing it's going to the animal model. So there could be some benefit in terms of brain health with CBD too.
Yeah, exactly. Plus microdaily also, that EMF we have is combination would be perfect. Combination to do both. They also do in some way reduce the production of beta amyloid. And not only that, the last step of beta amyloid is produce free radicals. So microdaily EMF not only reduces the production of beta amyloid, but also prevents the action of beta amyloid so that neuron is protected, even though you are producing a little more.
Okay, well, I just want everybody to be clear that we're not saying CBD does, cures Alzheimer's or stops it.
No.
We're just saying there's some
No.
science that says there might be.
Science is suggested. Animal studies suggest that this could be useful.
Okay.
And it's also, there's interest in Parkinson's disease and multiple sclerosis too, because of the inflammation and other things that contribute to those diseases, and the fact that CBD works to reduce inflammation and has that anti-inflammatory effect. So there's a lot of interest in it. But like you said, David, there's a need for a lot more human studies, large scale studies, placebo controlled studies. But it's showing promise, and it's something that's, it's always exciting to have something like that on the horizon.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not do, but I think Chase correct. CBD could also have an impact in reducing the risk of Parkinson's disease, because alpha-synuclein, which is the producing in large amount, not a small amount is okay, but when they put large amount, they have a toxic effect. And so CBD, again, CBD is so important. Here is another function of CBD. CBD, as I mentioned earlier, CBD reduces the production of excitatory neurotransmitter glutamate. Glutamate, I mentioned, is a very toxic substance, and enhances the production of inhibitory neurotransmitter like GABA aminobutyric acid. And these two, if you produce excessive amount, are linked with the autism, with ADHD, this kind of problem specifically. So you can see that CBD has a multiple function in terms of reducing the risk of a neurological issue. Second, it reduces pain and anxiety. And I have given a quotation. These are the published information. So I'm providing the information rather than saying that it is useful for disease prevention or treatment. I'm just providing information what has been published already. It reduces pain and anxiety, and I quoted the paper. CBD effect, as I mentioned, is also mediated by endocannabinoid receptor CB1 and CB2. So this is kind of almost summarize something that we discussed.
Okay. So I think this is some addition. I mean, the amounts of research on CBD is really quite overwhelming. I know you're just highlighting some stuff, but here's some other research you have on CBD, Dr. Prasad, and tell us what this means.
Yeah, as I said, CBD increases the level of anandamide, and it is one of the ligands of the endocannabinoid system, which stimulates receptor 1 and 2, and then do their job that we mentioned. It directly stimulates non-cannabinoid receptor. This is also very important, that not many drug does two function at the same time. It directly stimulates the non-cannabinoid receptor like serotonin receptor, dopamine receptor, and adenosine receptor. And CBD also goes through the cannabinoid receptor to produce beneficial effect. And as I mentioned, that if you increase your in a brain serotonin level, you feel happy and you feel less anxiety, depression. And if you have increased dopamine, then you feel very happy. And adenosine is also very important function in your body. And and this is the last one, is it acts as an inhibitor of serotonin reuptake. It prevents long-lasting anxiety and fear in human and in animal model. And I gave quotation of the work they've done. So you can see that it is an amazing molecule that has been ignored for so long.
So the conclusions, Dr. Prasad, so that's a lot of science. And I know that when I listen to you and Shay talk, all I can say is I'm glad that there are people like you who understand things at the cellular level and how they function in the body, because for me, it ends up in taking a product that works for me. And I know that a lot of other people are loving this product. And so I want to reiterate, CBD is safe and it's legal. It's not marijuana. Dr. Prasad's research has shown CBD isolate is the best form for effectiveness. CBD can be very helpful in supporting the reduction of anxiety, depression, and fear without increasing the levels of serotonin and dopamine in humans. It also helps to reduce hyperactivity and agitation. And as Dr. Prasad said, it does that by reducing levels of glutamate and increasing the levels of gamma aminobutyric acid, which, I mean, these are all scientific things, but the thing we want you to know it engages is that everything we do is based in science. It's not just based on stories. And Dr. Prasad, he goes into the nitty gritty when he is formulating your products, and that's why they're so effective. I also want to remind people, we talked about how CBD works with micro daily. What makes CBD Boost special, especially in the way that it interacts with Dr. Prasad's micronutrients, which function through the antioxidant system, is it presents the body the right combination, which is the dosage of what the body needs in the endocannabinoid system with CBD, and the right quantity, which is in a safe dosage, and that will work on the serotonin and dopamine receptors in your endocannabinoid system. And it's in the right form. It's in the CBD isolate. Now, I want to talk about one thing about taking CBD. What we have learned over the years with CBD is everybody's body reacts differently to CBD. Like I do 50 milligrams in the morning and 50 in the evening. So I'll do 100 milligrams a day. That's what works best for me. Janine, who my fiance, for her maximum is 1 capsule in a day. And so you have people whose systems respond differently to CBD. And so as each one of you are taking the CBD, I suggest start with 1 capsule, then go to 2, and then work your way up to 2 or 3 capsules or 4, and find that level that really works for you. And you'll know when it's working for you. I know for me, I know when it's working, and I know when I don't take it, I can feel a significant increase in terms of my anxiety level. Personally, that's where I feel it is, in just the sense of anxiety. So be very thoughtful as you're taking it, and find your happy dosage that works for you, because every one of us is different.
Yep.
Want to just remind us of the benefits. It's gonna help enhance your focus. It's gonna support stress release. It's gonna promote, help you feel better and being in control of your day. It's gonna enhance quality of your sleep. I know when I want to sleep, I sometimes pop a sleep boost and an extra CBD, and boom, I'm out. Also, just the endocannabinoid system in neutralizing free radicals, limiting oxidative stress and inflammation in the endocannabinoid system. It's going to enhance your overall wellness and support your natural body's natural balance.
And I would say too, an exciting area that they're looking at it for substance use disorders. So there's some research that the CBD can help with withdrawal symptoms and cravings from nicotine as well as opioids.
So yeah, if someone's dealing with an addiction, try the
Yeah.
CBD and see if it can help them as they're on their journey of dealing with that addiction. Once again, I want to remind us of the dosage. The FDA approved CBD for epilepsy. They approved 750 milligrams a day for children. So each one of our capsules is 25 milligrams. So that would be the equivalent of taking 30 capsules a day. So now, Dr. Prasad, you've recommended, for most human beings to really don't need to go over 200 milligrams a day. That would be 8 capsules in a day. So is that what you would recommend, Dr. Prasad?
Yes.
If someone is, then I would consider that to be a fairly high dosage to take. Like I said, for me, I'm taking 4 capsules a day, which is 100 milligram. But is that the range which you would recommend, Dr. Prasad?
Yeah, somebody take 2, I take 2 capsules a day. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, between 2 and 4, I'd say getting up to 8 is getting to a higher level. And although it's very safe, at higher levels, higher than the ones that they give for kids, there's, some side effects that you can have. So I think that is probably a maximum.
Okay.
Somewhere in the range of 2 to 4 is probably the ideal. And like you said, David,
Even one, I mean,
different.
I know a lot of women, like it seems to be women who have more sensitive bodies. 1 capsule a day has been effective for a lot of women that I've talked to about the CBD. So really 1 to 8 capsules a day, find your happy zone and give your body time to really find that place where you get the benefit.
Some people like who has say for example, PTSD, probably that they may require higher dose. So, if a normal person like you and me, maybe this is okay. But some people who have actually disease like epilepsy, for example, one can go higher dose.
Yeah. If you're dealing with a really serious or a chronic issue, higher dose may be very helpful for you. I know for sleep, take it, about a half an hour before sleep. If you're taking it for sleep, and take it with CBD with the sleep boost will help with sleep significantly, but if it's not getting the job done, just take some CBD with it. Or if the CBD is not quite getting the job done with sleep, take some sleep boost. And the combination just seems to work magic for so many people.
Combination is very good, yeah. But some people can have just good sleep with sleeping boost. But I think for me, both are important.
Right. For me too, Dr. Prasad. And also, if you feel stress or if you're high anxiety, take it twice a day, morning and evening. That's what I do. And
yeah,
I think you'll love it. I think you'll really love it. So we just talked about CBD and sleep boost, so I won't reiterate that. But if you really are having a hard time sleeping, CBD boost and sleep boost can be very effective. It's a perfect combination for rest. So now, Dr. Prasad, I want to remind everybody, we announced this on the corporate call on Monday, or on the 2nd, Tuesday. And we are right now running a promotion, buy 2, get 1 free. That's a $78 savings. Now, typically when we do our product calls, we do a flash sale. So we'll just announce the sale tonight. It'll be for 1 day. It's an opportunity for people to attend the call, to share, to buy themselves and share with the people they know and love. But because it's a holiday season and because CBD Boost is such a powerful and important product to so many people, we're running this promotion through the December 10th at 6 p.m. So 5 more days. We've got some content in the app that you can share and in the back office. So make sure that everyone you know who you think will want some CBD, Now's the time to buy it. You're going to save almost $80. That's a significant savings. You can get 3 bottles for the price of 2. And so we want to just throw a little more holiday cheer out there and help you all save some money as you're getting the CBD boost. In addition, when we're talking about boosts, I just want to remind everybody, anyone on a bundle can add one of our other 5 boosts and get savings for adding those products. So if you add 1 boost, you save $10 for that unit. If you add 2, you're going to save another $15 on the second bottle you buy. If you buy 3 or more boost products, you'll save $20 on them. Now, we don't offer this kind of discount on the CBD for lots of reasons. Number one is our margins aren't the same. Also, CBD is taxed differently in other states, and so the taxes are different. And so we don't offer this kind of discount on the CBD boost. So that's another reason why you want to take advantage of the buy 2, get 1 free CBD right now at this time. But any of you who want to add a boost to your bundle on your subscription, there's some significant savings. And we just announced this week a new bundle, which is our Micro Daily Green Bottle, the original military product. I'm holding a bottle right here, or I'll hold up. This is the original military. I'll just show everybody. This is the military micronutrient formulation. This was your original product, Dr. Prasad, that we started Engage with.
I know.
This is the same product as our green bottle, the Micro Daily Green Bottle. We just introduced a bundle where you can get that, and you can save almost $10 on the bundle with the probiotic for gut health. Dr. Prasad, why don't you just real quickly tell people why gut health? Thank you, Dr. BK. You got it. I see it right there. Why don't you tell everybody why gut health is so important when we're taking our CBD and Micro Daily, and why that probiotic is really critical?
The gut health is when you say gut health, we say intestinal dysbiosis. Intestinal dysbiosis means the number of harmful bacteria increases and number of beneficial bacteria decreases. We call them the intestinal dysbiosis. And intestinal dysbiosis is associated with the aging process. It is also associated with all the human diseases you can think of, from cancer to Alzheimer's disease. And level depends upon, level varies. And if you have old person with disease, you will have a higher level of intestinal dysbiosis. And the intestinal dysbiosis produce a lot of toxic chemical. And one of them is pro-inflammatory cytokines, which can damage all your organ gradually. So this is one of the most deadly, the bad thing that can ruin your aging process, that can provide you a poor quality of life during aging and increase the risk of disease if you don't take care of intestinal dysbiosis right away. And therefore, for older people with or without disease, the intestinal dysbiosis, the one and only way you can reverse is with taking everyday probiotics with prebiotics. That will reverse intestinal dysbiosis so that your intestine can now have more beneficial bacteria than harmful bacteria. And then not only that, it also interferes with the treatment of the disease. For example, in cancer treatment, they reduce the effectiveness of chemotherapy and radiation therapy. That's deadly. So I think it is so important that many times I don't think in a medical community it has filtered this information that intestinal dysbiosis you must take care of when you are treating the patient of any disease.
And so I want to just reiterate, we have our basic bundle green bottle, basic bundle Micro Daily EMF. At the least be taking one of those bundles, and then if you want to expand, you can get the boost products by adding them and saving more money with those. And so Jay, go ahead, Doctor.
We recommend at least 2 for everybody, at least minimum, if your resources limits the taking all core 4, is that the probiotics and prebiotics has to be associated with any bundle that you do.
Well, and right now with the bundling of the green bottle and the probiotic, someone can get at least that for less than $3 a day, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah, yeah. So I think this is so important. And I think I want to spread this message even when I will talk in international meeting, that how important is the intestinal dysbiosis, that people have ignored it.
Jay, how would you like to wrap up our discussion about CBD and just overall health?
Yeah, I think overall it's just another way of helping your body do what it's supposed to do. We live to be healthy, and our body wants to be healthy and be restored to balance. And like my dad was saying, you don't want to ignore any one part. So the probiotic is important in that area. CBD helps with the endocannabinoid system, and then you've got the micronutrients. So it's a multifactorial thing. So it may seem like a lot of things, but these are all, boost is a great word because it's boosting what your body already wants to do naturally.
Okay, well, Dr. Prasad, with that education, I know that education has turned into reality for me in terms of me having better health and many others. And I want to just thank you again, Dr. Prasad, for the research you've done and the science you share with us to help enlighten, inform, and educate us in a way that can help us to take control of our own lives. I mean, I think about how so many of us feel out of control. We're like a bottle adrift on the ocean and being tossed to and fro. And with this information and knowledge, we now can take control of our health and start to do something about it, irrespective of what the world is doing. We've got things at our fingertips that can enhance our health. So thank you, Dr. Prasad, for helping us.
Thank you.
To
and look, I'm good example of a good quality life during aging and functional life,
Yeah, I would add, you may not know it by looking at him, but he just came back from an almost month-long trip to India that he went to with just him and his only slightly younger sister. So at almost age 90, he went back to India, went to his village, not even like a main city. I will say that his luggage was half filled with vitamins, but I didn't get any calls from customs, so I think everything was okay.
There we go. Well, we're glad you got there and back. And yes, Dr. Prasad, you are an inspiration to all of us and an example. And your science is changing lives. And our mission is to bring health and goodness, and it couldn't happen without someone who's dedicated their life. I mean, literally 60 years. Well, over 70 years now, because I know your education really started in your 20s, if not before. 70 years dedicated to perfecting and understanding the human body at the cellular level. Thank you, Dr. Prasad, for that, and bring it to the world.
Well, thank you, David, too, because without you, it would not have happened. So I think we share equal credit for what is going on.
Well, and thank you for joining us tonight. All right. That brings to a conclusion tonight's call. I want to remind everybody we're going to have our recognition call next week. And so that next week on Wednesday, December 11th, I want to invite all of our affiliates to come to our recognition call. I can't wait. We're going to be doing some recognition. Dr. Prasad and Che, can you believe we're going to be giving out literally not 10,000, but tens of thousands of dollars in triple bonuses this month? December 10th, the night before recognition, people are going to be seeing their accounts increase significantly. And so we're going to celebrate the people who have rank advanced, triple bonus, double bonus, our 100 Club folks, people who are helping us achieve our mission of bringing health and wellness to this world. So thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. God bless you. Happy holidays. Dr. Prasad and I will see you on next Wednesday. And thank you for joining us tonight. Good night, everybody.